Corvon here with my buddy John. We're going to play a 1,000 point battle. Grey Knights versus World Eaters. "1,000 points of Grey Knights, starting off with Kaldor Drago, Grandmaster in Nemesis Dread Knight armor, with the Sigil of Exigence, Nemesis Demon Hammer, Heavy Psycannon, and Heavy Incinerator. Nemesis Dread Knight with Heavy Incinerator, Heavy Psycannon, and Nemesis Demon Great Hammer. We have a Brotherhood Terminator squad with Narcissium, Incinerator, and Ancient's Banner. One Strike Squad with a Psycannon. Second Strike Squad with a Psycannon.
So for the World Eaters, we have my trusty Lord of Skulls. He has the Gorestorm Cannon and the Skull Hurler, along with his axe. We have Angry Ron. Can't leave home without him. Over here we have my Jackals with a banner, and the Dishonored has the Skull Smasher. And then we have my Humble Chaos Spawn.
Here is the battlefield layout, and Grey Knights are the defender. Both of us have taken the tactical objectives. Deployment. We have the Nemesis Dread Knight, the Grandmaster Nemesis Dread Knight, set up over here. We have the Strike Squad sitting here on our home objective. And then we've got our other Strike Squad over here. Now, Kaldor Drago and his Brotherhood Terminators are in Deep Strike Reserve. Going over to the Chaos side, the Chaos Spawner there in the middle of the field, along with the Jackals holding their objective. Angron and the Lord of Skulls take the flank over here. Alright, this is a new view I'm trying out. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Overview of the deployment. You've got Grey Knights here on the bottom. I got the Strike Squad in the lower left-hand corner. In the center is another Strike Squad, and then on the right-hand side there is my two Nemesis Dread Knights, one of them which is the Grandmaster. On the top there, we have the Chaos Spawn, right behind the Connex boxes, and then right next to them is the Jackals, and they are on the objective, and then you've got Angron and the Lord of Skulls. The battle is set. We're about to see these two forces show off. Next comes up the roll to see who goes first.
6 for the World Eaters.
6 for the World Eaters, and a 1 for the Grey Knights.
First, before I see my missions or anything, we gotta do the Casino of Corn rolls. So that's 8 dice. Hey, look, I get an Angron back.
Nice.
I wish. But we will be selecting double 6 for advance and charge, and then we will also be selecting +2 move with that double.
Command phase, we each gained a command point. John drew area denial and capture enemy outpost. Here the Chaos Spawn will advance, rolling a 1. Here the Lord of Skulls moved up. Angron used Apocalyptic Frenzy and moved 22 inches up the field, getting right into the Grey Knight's face. The Lord of Skulls is going to start shooting, putting everything it's got into my Nemesis Dread Knight. Rolling for the amount of shots from the Skull Hurler. Looks like he gets 8 shots. These are hitting on 3s. Strength 14 versus toughness 8, needing 3s to wound. 4 wounds total. These are on my 4-up invul, which I made 2 total. So 2 wounds go through, and that will leave the Nemesis Dread Knight at 8 wounds remaining. We get D6 plus 3 shots for a total of 6 shots from the Gorestorm Cannon. These are hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. -2 to armor saves puts us on his 4-up invul. We fail 2. 3 damage apiece leaves the Nemesis Dread Knight with 2 wounds remaining. Angron declares a charge against my Nemesis Dread Knight Grandmaster.
Angron is very bad at making 5-inch charges, but we're going to risk it, and we're going to say beginning charge phase, reroll all hit rolls. And he makes it with the 9.
Very nice. "19 attacks from Angron.
Hitting on 2s, rerolling 1, and then this is 9 strength. Picking up our 1s here. Alrighty.
19 hits.
With the 19 hits, we got a wound on 3s now because of 9 strength.
We have 11 wounds in total. Alright, I make my invulnerable saves of 4+, and it looks like I fail 4. Alright, so my Grandmaster here survived Angron's first assault with 5 wounds remaining. He's still not bracketed. We're going to strike back. He gets 5 attacks. He hits on 3s, and we do get to reroll 1 of these, giving us a total of 4 hits. Needing 3 to wound. Looks like we get 2, but I'm going to reroll 1 for 3 wounds total. Angron making his saving throws. Looks like he fails 2. Rolling d6 plus 1 for damage with a reroll, and we get a total of 12 damage to Angron. Angron has 4 wounds remaining. End of turn 1 for the World Eaters. He did score area denial because he's got his Chaos Spawn there in the center. And then we obviously had the crazy fight here between the Grandmaster and Angry Man. Alright, so the command phase, we each gained a command point, putting me at 2, John at 1. I gained Sticky because of the strike squad there, and I did not opt to teleport anybody at the end of the World Eater's turn. Mission cards, I drew Assassination and No Prisoners. Furthermore, my Nemesis Dread Knight Grandmaster failed his Battle Shock test. Alright, end of Grey Knight's movement phase. We've got a Battle Shocked Grandmaster there, so no falling back with him. Nemesis Dread Knight Buddy came over here to face Angron. 1-on-1, maybe 1-on-2. We'll see. Strike Squad moved away into a good shooting position to try and take out those Chaos Spawn, hopefully. And then this Strike Squad moved on to the objective. Alright, we're going to start off shooting with the Strike Squad into the Chaos Spawn there. 3 shots from the side cannon, hitting on 3s. Strength is 8, needing 3s. I got a 2 and a 5. So 1 wound at -1.
So on a 5-up, I failed it. What's the damage?
2 damage each.
So they have a 5-up feel no pain. They felt it. This one's going to go to 2 wounds remaining.
4 Storm Bolters, hitting on 3s.
Wounding on 5s.
Wounding on 5s. 2 wounds, no AP.
On 4-up. Made 1. Right?
1 damage each.
So on a 5-up, and failed it. 1 wound remaining.
Grandmaster Dread Knight is going to split fire. He's going to fire his heavy side cannon into the Chaos Spawn there, and then his heavy incinerator into the Lord of Skulls there. 2d6 shots for the heavy incinerator. That's going to be 8 shots total. Needing 6s here. I got 1, so 1 at -1.
With a 4, I'll make it.
6 shots from the heavy side cannon for a total of 4 hits. Strength is 10, so 2s. 3 wounds at -2.
3 wounds out of 6s. I failed all of them.
Alright, he failed all of them. They are 3 damage each.
So for the first guy, he's probably going to die. He will. Made none of them, so he dies as well. But when he dies, I'm going to spend 1 CP for a blood offering. I'll have Sticky on that center objective because I had a unit die there.
Alright, the next set of shooting I have is Nemesis Dread Knight into Angeron. He is bracketed, but he's already at -1, so he'll be hitting on 4s regardless. Here's the heavy Psy Cannon, 6 shots. That's going to be 3 hits, 5s to wound. 1 wound. He saves it. Heavy Incinerator, 5 shots, needing 5. That's going to be 1 more at -1.
-1. Oh, failed it.
1 damage.
1 damage. He goes down to 3.
I've got 1 charge, Nemesis Dread Knight into Angeron. We'll see if we can finish him off. It's unfailable, and of course, I roll an 11. I am going to, however, spend a command point to Tank Shock. Alright, here's the Tank Shock. I'm looking for 5s and 6s. I got 16 dice because his strength is 14 plus 2 because the strength is higher than Angeron's toughness. But it caps out at 6, so that is 6 mortal wounds to Angeron. That is enough to kill him. We'll see if he explodes.
Oh, he does not.
Right, end of turn 1. Grey Knights ended up killing Angeron for assassination. And then we also killed the Chaos Spawn, so we got 2 points for no prisoners.
The round 2 casino rolls. Oop. Oh, no Angron, but we do have an icon unit on a point. Unfortunately, Lord of Skulls hasn't killed anybody, so he can't re-roll anything. But we are going to take one of these 1s and re-roll it. And nothing.
Into a 1.
We'll be taking Feel No Pain and Lethal Hits.
Alright, John scored 7 points for Vital Ground, and he drew Teleport Homer. Alright, Lord of Skulls moving forward.
We're going to advance our Jackals.
Jackals are advancing 3 inches. Alright, World Eater shooting.
We're going to put the Lord of Skulls Gore Storm Cannon into your character.
Gore Storm Cannon into my character.
And the Skull Hurler into the uncharacter.
And the Skull Hurler here. I am going to use the Sigil of Exigence. So once per battle, in my opponent's shooting phase, when he's selected as the target of a ranged attack, I can remove him from the battlefield and set him anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 9 inches away from all enemy models. You may, however, select a new target.
Yep,
So
and I'll be putting into him.
he's going to select a new target into the other Nemesis Dread Knight. Alright, so the Grandmaster moved over there to the Sigil, and then the rest of the shooting is going to go into our poor Nemesis Dread Knight there.
So, this is the Skull Hurler for 11 shots. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3.
6 4-up invulns. We're going to fail 2 of them. 3 damage each. That is enough to kill him. We'll see if he explodes. Does not explode. Alright, end of World Eaters turn 2. Korn, Lord of Skulls, blew up our Nemesis Dread Knight there. End of World Eater's turn, I am going to use the Grey Knight Shenanigans and pick up this strike squad here. Alright, so in my command phase, I used command point to auto pass our battle shock test for him, giving me that point there. John had discarded Teleport Homer at the end of his turn. I scored more points for Vital Ground and drew Bring It Down and Secure No Man's Land. Alright, Kaldor Drago and the Brotherhood Terminators have deep struck here. They're going to hopefully take out the Lord of Skulls this turn. And then our strike squad deep struck over there, 9 inches away from his Jackals, and are holding that objective. Alright, Caldor Drago is going to shoot into the Lord of Skulls here, needing 2s to hit. Those will all hit. This is Strength 4 Stormbolter into Toughness Ungodly, so 6s with 1 6. So 1 at -0.
3 up. Ooh, failed
He
it.
failed it.
But 6 up, feel no pain from the casino roll.
6
No.
up, feel no pain, failed. He will take 1 wound. Next up shooting is the Incinerator. Getting 1 shot, needing a 6. Nothing. Oh, I'm sorry. Caldor Drago also has the Surging. 3 shots, hitting on 2s. 3 hits is Anti-Demon 2+. 2 wounds at -2. Failed both 5 ups. 2 damage each.
So he'll take the 2 there, and he'll take the 2 there.
Taking 4. Now the rest of the Stormbolters. 8 shots. Hitting on 3s.
That's cool.
Winning on 6s. Not a 1. Nemesis Dread Knight Grandmaster going to shoot everything he has into the back of the Lord of Skulls here. We'll start with the heavy Psy Cannon. Hitting on 3s. 10 Toughness Ungodly, wounding on 5s. That's going to be 1 wound at -2.
So 5 up. Ooh, failed it.
Failed it. 3 damage.
3 damage. 6s. Hey, 1 damage.
Nice. Heavy Incinerator. 6 shots. 6s. Not a 1. Strike Squad over there is going to shoot the Jackals here. 3 shots in the Psy Cannon, hitting on 3s. That'll be 1 hit, 3, strength 8. Not a wound. Hitting on 3s. 2 hits. Toughness 3, so 2 wounds, no AP.
No AP, so 6s. Failed both.
Oh.
1 damage each. They have a 6 naturally, but now they're at a 5. So only 1 dice. So
So the Grandmaster Dread Knight, he's going to charge the Lord of Skulls. We got a 7. Spend a command point and reroll that. Into a 3. Caldor Drago squad charging. They do get +3 to this roll. Right, so John used the Corn Cares Not. So all my damage is going to be at -1. 20 attacks from the Brotherhood Terminators. They are going to be hitting on 3s. 6 lethal hits. These need 6s to wound. 2 more for a total of 8 wounds.
-2, so that'll put me on 5 up. Corn wanted to live. Wow! Failed 2, and that's 1 damage each.
1 damage each. Do the strategy.
On 6s. Still takes 2 though.
All right, Caldor Drago swinging. He gets 6 attacks, hitting on 2s. There is a single 1 in there. I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll that. Into a 1, of course. Anti-Demon 2 up. That's going to be 5 wounds at -4.
So we need 5s again. Only 1 this time.
3 damage goes to 2 damage each.
I need 6. Only 1.
7 wounds total go through. Down to 9. Skulls gets 15 attacks.
Because there's a character in that unit, we're going to be with my last command point for the Skull Throne. So +1 to wound. So we'll be wounding on 2. And oh, he did not want it. So 1 lethal so far.
6 4+ saves. I'm going to fail 2 of those. All right, the Lord of Skulls fought back and killed 1 Terminator. End of turn 2. Grey Knights came in, deep struck, and assaulted the Lord of Skulls here. We did not kill him, and we did not get that objective. So unfortunately, we only got smaller of the 2 for Secure No Man's from them. And I'm going to hold on to bring it down. Casino Accord!
No egg run. No rerolls, but I can shift 1 dice up or down because of the Lord of Skulls ability.
Feel no pain and lethal.
So we'll bump this to a 6. That's lethal, and then these 3s for the field of pain.
All right, so command phase, we did the Casino of Corn. John spent 1 command point to have the Lord of Skulls auto pass his battle shock leadership. Yep. And then the card we got was engage on all fronts. Alright, so no movement from the World Eaters, but he's going to shoot all the pistols here.
9 auto pistols, hitting on 4 ups. Wounding on 6s.
None.
Shooting our Gorestorm cannon here because it has blast. We can't fire it into the Grey Knights in front of him. But then we're going to be putting the Skull Hurlers into our Grey Knight friends here. This would be the Skull Hurler. So we're bracketed and we're shooting into combat, so it's still just a -1. So 2d6 for 10. That's what we needed.
Nice.
Hitting on 4s. It's 14 into 5. So we have 5 wounds at -3, 3 damage a pop.
Ups. I have 5 4-up saves on the Terminators here. Looks like I failed 3.
That's 3 dead termies.
And then I will be using True Silver Armor, spending him point to try and save my Strike Squad.
So this will be d6 plus 4 because there's 5 boys there for the blast. This is hitting on 4s. 2s. You have 4 at -2, but -1. Nice, they wanted
Grey
it.
Knight Master is being charged. He is going to Overwatch. 2d6 autos. Strength 6 T3, so 2s. So that's going to be 7 wounds at -1.
On 5s because of the
Still no pain.
Still no pain.
Saved some.
So 3 are gonna die.
There. We ended up killing 3 jackals in Overwatch. But I do have my heavy side cannon with 1/6. It's gonna need a 2 to wound. It's gonna wound at -3 or -2.
Absolutely can't make it. 3 damage though.
3 damage.
Couldn't save all of them.
World Leader jackals are charging. We used Overwatch and killed a good portion of them. I believe it was only 4. And
Oh,
Snake Eyes. 4 attacks from the Lonely Terminator. All hit. Needing 6s. And nothing. Mondrago, you can do this. Hitting on 2s. All but 1 hit. Wounding on 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds at -4.
so -4. So we need 5s here.
Looking for 5.
Not
Not
a
a
one.
1.
Explode.
Does he explode?
No.
No. Caldor Drago has killed the Lord of Skulls. John?
Good game, sir. Good game.
So we decided to call the match here. Pretty much next turn I tabled John, and we decided the game was pretty much over there. We kind of ran through the rest of the match of what would happen points-wise and theory-wise, drew the missions, but decided not to bore you guys with those details. This was a really fun match. I learned a lot about my army, World Eaters. I fought Angron before, and he's so scary. And unfortunately for John, he didn't come back. We were rolling the casino for that, and he didn't come back. So, which would have been pretty interesting to see. I want to do a special shout out to the developers of the Tabletop Battles app, which you've seen in this video. It is super handy when you're playing games and keeping track of everything, like command points and missions and tabletop setup. It is really an awesome app. So you should go download it. And I want to thank the Goodenhammer team for allowing me to use it in my battle reports.